Please, please hurry, I'm bleeding. The receptionist's voice crackled through the phone. Ma'am, help is on the way. Stay on the line with me. I can't. I dropped the phone as another wave of pain tore through me. My knees buckled in the bathroom and I collapsed, my hands trembling, red staining my fingers. I whispered to no one. Not my Babanot now, ma'am. Can you hear me? I blinked at the ceiling lights flashing overhead. Gurney wheels squeaked. Someone was shouting medical codes I didn't understand. Where's my husband? My voice was barely audible. The nurse, her eyes kind, squeezed my hand. We're trying to reach him now. Focus on breathing, sweetheart. We've got you. Please save my baby.
I
Woke up to silence. White walls. Machines beeping. Then the door creaked open. Nurse Janice walked in, her lips pressed into a thin, sad line. She didn't say anything for a second. She just looked at me like she didn't want to be the one to speak. No, I whispered. She came closer, resting a hand on my arm. I'm so sorry. My throat closed. How far along was I? 13 weeks. I shook my head. I was careful. I didn't do anything wrong. I know. Her voice was gentle. Sometimes these things happen. I wanted to scream, yet I couldn't even cry yet. The door opened again. Aaron, I froze. He looked at Methan at the empty space beside the bed where the bassinet should have been. He didn't say a word. I sat up slowly. Where were you? Here, said flatly. You called while I was in a meeting. I called 5 times. His jaw clenched. I had clients. I didn't think it was serious. Blood, Aaron. I was bleeding. I didn't know what that meant. My voice cracked. He didn't come. I'm here now. I waited for warmth, for concern, for something. But he just stood there like the father of someone else's child. It's gone, I said. Figured he crossed his arms. They said, you lost it. You mean our baby? He looked away. What do you want me to say? Anything? Just say something human. You should have rested more, he muttered. My mouth fell open. Are you saying this is my fault? I'm saying you don't listen, he snapped. You kept running errands, moving things around, refusing to slow down. I was trying to keep our lives normal. Didn't think exactly. You didn't think. His voice dropped. You were careless. I blinked back the burn in my eyes. You can't possibly believe that. You knew this was a risk, he said coldly. But you acted like everything was fine. I pressed my hand to my stomach. Empty. Hollow. Dead. You weren't even there, Aaron. I didn't need to be there to know this wasn't going to work. Wow, I breathed. So, what, this is convenient for you? He didn't answer. Do you even care? Of course I care. But his voice said the opposite. It's just what's done is done. You didn't even cry, because I don't cry over things I can't control. But you can blame me? He sighed and glanced at his watch. I should go. I blinked. You're leaving? There's no point in staying. There's no point, I repeated, hollow. I just lost our child. You need rest. I'm not helping by being here. He turned toward the door. I whispered, you never wanted it, did you? He paused. Don't do that. Just tell me the truth. You never wanted to be a father. Silence. That's what I thought, I said, voice trembling. He opened the door. Wait, but he was already gone. Nurse Janice returned. Do you want me to call someone? No. She placed a folded blanket over my legs. You're not alone. I turned away. I'll bring you some water, she said softly. The door clicked shut again. I curled into myself, heart-shattered body, aching. My hand drifted to my stomach. Nothing, just skin, just loss. I let the tears come. I screamed into the pillow, muffled and raw, till my throat burned. The silence that followed was worse. I walked through the front door. Silence, no welcome, no hug, just the cold hum of the fridge and the ticking clock on the wall. Aaron, I called out softly. Nothing. I placed my bag on the table and stared at the empty wine glass beside his laptop. Another night, another excuse. He was out again. You need to talk to him, Lena said, stirring her coffee across from me at the cafe. You can't keep pretending this is normal. I'm not pretending. You look exhausted. I am. I rubbed my temples. I feel like he already left. Just forgot to tell me. You don't think he's... I don't want to say it. My voice cracked. But his phone keeps buzzing at night. And when I ask, he says it's work. Lena raised a brow. Work never used to text him at midnight. I know. The next evening, I found him on the couch, staring at his phone. He barely glanced up when I walked in. You're late, he said flatly. I had therapy, I replied. Grief counseling. He nodded without interest. Who keeps texting you? I asked. Careful, quiet, it's nothing. Work again? He sighed. Don't start. I'm not starting anything. I'm just asking, you always assume. The worst, because I don't recognize you anymore. I'm tired, he snapped. Can I just get one night without being interrogated? I'm not interrogating, Aaron. I'm begging for honesty. He stood up, then stopped acting crazy. My mouth went dry. Crazy? You're still emotional. Maybe you need more help. I lost our baby. That doesn't make me crazy. It makes me human. He walked past me, grabbed his keys. Going out to where? Don't wait up. Lena called me 2 days later. Hey, I don't know if I should say this. My stomach dropped. Say it. I saw him with Chloe. Where? Downtown, at Brios. They weren't just eating. He was touching her hand. My chest tightened. You sure? I'm so sorry. I hung up and drove. There they were. Corner table. Her hand on his arm, his head thrown back in laughter. A private world I didn't belong to. I walked in, heart pounding. He looked up, froze. Wow, I said, voice trembling. Nice to see you out. Chloe's smile vanished. I didn't know you'd be here, I bet. Aaron stood. What are you doing? I should ask you that. It's lunch. Touching her hand during lunch. You're overreacting. I'm watching. Chloe shifted in her seat. Maybe I should go. No, I said coldly. Stay, please. I'd love to hear what kind of meeting this is. Aaron's jaw tensed. You're embarrassing yourself. No, Aaron, you embarrassed me. For weeks, in our home. I told you no. You lied. You disappeared. And now you're here, playing house with her. He leaned in. You're just paranoid. I swallowed the lump in my throat. That night I almost died. You didn't even cry. She gets your smile? Don't do this in public. You already did. I turned and walked out. That night he didn't come home. I sat in the dark. The dinner I made growing cold. At 1:17 a.m., his phone buzzed on the counter. He'd left it behind. I stared at the screen. Chloe, I miss you already. I didn't cry. I just breathed. He stood by the window, arms crossed. The sky outside was gray, like the inside of my chest. I need to say something. He muttered without looking at me. I stayed quiet, waiting. I don't love you anymore. The words sliced through me. Since when? I don't know. While I sat down slowly. So that's it? It's not sudden. We've been off for months. We lost our baby, I know. You think that didn't tear me apart? I'm not saying it didn't. You're saying it broke you. He turned to face me. It killed something between us. I blinked. The miscarriage? He nodded. After that, I couldn't feel the same. My throat burned. So you stopped loving me because I lost our child. No, that's exactly what you just said. I'm not blaming you. But you are. I'm telling you how I feel. I asked, what does she have to do with your feelings? He didn't answer. I stood. He looked ashamed, but only for a second. She makes me feel alive, my heart cracked. And I make you feel dead? He hesitated, numb. I covered my mouth. God, I didn't plan this, but you let it happen. I needed something. Someone who didn't cry every day. I dropped my hands. I cried because I lost something. We lost something, I know. Aaron, you really don't. He rubbed his temples. We weren't happy, we were grieving, and I didn't know how to handle it. So you ran into her arms? He shrugged. It just happened. It never just happens. Didn't want to hurt you, but you did anyway? Tried? Tried what? Ignoring me? Pretending nothing happened? Leaving me alone in a hospital bed? That wasn't fair. You blamed me for bleeding, Aaron. Looked away. I begged you to hold me, and you flinched like I was a stranger. I didn't know what to do. You did what you wanted. You moved on like our baby never existed. His jaw clenched. I can't do this. You mean be honest? I mean this marriage. This life. So leave. His eyes widened. What? You heard me? Pack your things. You're serious? I've never been more. He stood frozen. Don't say you didn't expect. This, I whispered. I thought you'd try to fix us. I did. Every day, while you lied. While you left me alone. I didn't lie. Don't. He looked down. You're broken. The air left my lungs. I can't fix that. He added. I stared at him. That's what you think of me. I'm sorry. No, you're not. I can't do this anymore. Then don't. He walked into the bedroom. I heard drawers open, the soft thud of his suitcase. My hands trembled as I picked up the framed sonogram on the table. He returned, suitcase in hand, avoiding my eyes. I'll come back for the rest, he mumbled. Don't bother. Paused in the doorway. I hope you find peace. I hope you find guilt. His grip on the handle tightened. I may be broken, I said, voice shaking, but at least I didn't run. He left. The door clicked shut, and I was alone again. The pill bottle sat on the counter like it belonged there, like it was waiting for me. Every night I stared at it, counted the white capsules, wondered if it would hurt. Would it be quiet? It's peaceful? Would anyone even notice? I didn't cry anymore. I just stopped feeling. Then came the knock. I didn't move, so maybe it'd go away. But it didn't. It came again softer this time. I forced my legs to work, dragging myself to the door. Lena. My voice cracked. She stepped in, no permission. Asked, you look like hell. I feel worse. She didn't smile. She just dropped her bag and kicked off her shoes. What are you doing here? You stopped texting. I didn't want to talk. Tough. She sat on the couch. You're going too? I leaned on the doorframe. Why bother? Shh. Looked at me, not with pity. With fire. I know what you're thinking. I doubt it. Been there. No, you haven't. She pointed at the counter. That bottle? I had one too. My breath caught. I had a rope, she added. Years ago, after my mom died, I sat down slowly. Why didn't you? 'Cause someone showed up. I'm showing up now. She leaned forward. Aaron is a bastard. I know. He broke you. I let him. No, he blamed you for something you couldn't control. I lost the baby, Lena. And he lost his soul. My eyes filled, but I held them back. You are not weak, she said. You are grieving. I laughed bitterly. Is there a difference? Yes. Weakness is giving up. Grief is surviving it. I don't want to survive it. Well, because I'm not letting you die. Why do you care so much? 'Cause you saved me once. Freshman year. Remember that night I locked myself in the dorm bathroom? You cried for hours. You broke the lock. You were bleeding. You didn't run. I swallowed hard. That was different. No pain is pain. And right now, you need someone to break your lock. My voice shook. What if I already swallowed them? You didn't. How do you know? Because you're still here. I looked away. You still want someone to stop you? She said, I just want the silence. Then let's sit in silence. So we did. Minutes passed. The sun crept in through the blinds. She finally whispered, he doesn't deserve your ashes. She turned to her. He deserves to see you rise. I blinked. Why does that sound like something out of a movie? Because it is. You're the main character, remember? I feel like an extra. Well, screw that. Rewrite the script. I gave her a sad smile. You're annoying. You're alive. I stood and walked to the counter. The bottle was still there, still waiting. I picked it up. Lena stood. You don't have to prove anything to me. I'm not. I opened the bottle. Wait, I poured the pills into my hand, then dumped them into the sink. I turned on the water and watched them swirl away. Lena exhaled. Good. I didn't do it for you. I know. I whispered, I did it for me. She hugged me. That's the only reason that matters. The apartment was tiny. One window. A creaky floor. A kitchen barely big enough for a kettle. But it was mine. No ghost of Aaron's cologne. No footsteps in the hallway that didn't belong to me. Just silence and the soft hum of my old space heater. Cozy, Lena said, wrinkling her nose. I laughed. That's a generous word. She handed me a plant. You need something alive in here. I'm alive. Really? I took the plant anyway. A cactus. Fitting when she left. I unpacked the one box that mattered, my paints. Brushes still stiff with dried up dreams. I hadn't touched them in years. I dipped into the colors like I was breathing again. The canvas drank my sorrow greedily red. Blue, black, splashes of ache, pain, and memory. By morning, it looked like a scream frozen in color at the cafe. I kept my head down, poured coffee, wiped tables, pretended not to exist. Then he walked in. Eli tall, quiet, wore old headphones, and always ordered black coffee. For weeks, we didn't speak, until one night he saw my sketch pad. You draw? He asked. I froze. Sometimes. He sipped his coffee. It's good, I shrugged. It's nothing. Doesn't look like nothing. I glanced at the page. A face broken lines. My reflection, really. I didn't know anyone was watching, I said. I wasn't at first, he replied. But your pain is loud on the canvas. I blinked. That's poetic, I smiled. Sorry, artist curse. You paint too? Sometimes? Let me guess. Painful, emotional, moody stuff? Mostly trees. I laughed for the first time in days. Well, damn, you're deep. He raised an eyebrow. You think trees aren't deep? I guess they've got roots. Exactly. After that, he came in more often. We'd talk between orders. Quietly. Carefully. Why do you draw? He asked one day. To breathe, I said. And to scream without sound. Nodded slowly. That makes sense? What about you? I paint what I want to grow. Tilted my head. Like hope? He shrugged. Something like that? Back home, I painted until my fingers cramped. No more dark swirls. I tried light. Not joy. Exactly. Just color one. Afternoon, Eli stopped by while I was on break. You look different, he said. Do I? You're sitting in the sun. I hadn't noticed. Guess I forgot it existed. He looked at me like he saw through me. You're coming back to life. I was never dead. He didn't smile. But you wanted to be. I swallowed. Yeah, he sat beside me. I know that place. I don't like visitors there. I didn't stay long. Neither did I whispered. He looked at my sketch pad. Show me. I hesitated, then flipped it open. He turned the pages slowly, said nothing for a while. Finally, he said, It's raw, but honest. It's ugly, it's real. That night, I hung one of my paintings in the kitchen. It was crooked. The colors bled. The brushstrokes were angry, but it was mine. I curled up on my tiny couch and stared at it for hours. Not everything broken. Needed fixing. Some things just needed space. My phone buzzed at 2 a.m. unknown number. I ignored it. It buzzed. Again, then a voicemail. I didn't check it until morning, halfway through my shift at the cafe. Hey, it's me, Aaron. Can we talk? My hands shook. I hadn't heard his voice in months. I hit delete. But the buzzing didn't stop. New messages, new voicemails. The fourth one made me pause. Chloe left. I'm not okay. I miss you. I laughed, actually laughed. The sound startled. Me, that evening, Eli caught me staring at my phone behind the counter. You look like it insulted your family, he said. It kinda did. Want to talk about it? No, he nodded. Then you want tea, I want tequila. Only. Got chamomile, I sighed. Chamomile. A week passed. Then one rainy Thursday, the bell above the cafe door rang. And there he was. Aaron, unshaved, pale, hair messy. He looked like someone chewed him up and spit him out. Hi, said quietly. I froze. Eli stepped out from the back, took one look at me, then at Aaron. You okay? Eli asked me. I'm fine. You sure? I said I'm fine. Aaron cleared his throat. Just I didn't know where else to go. There's a bar 2 blocks down. He gave a weak smile. Still sharp. What do you want, Aaron? He looked around. Ken? We talk, just us? I glanced at Eli. He nodded and disappeared into the back room. I crossed my arms. Talk. I messed up. No kidding. I was angry, hurt. I said things. You blamed me for losing our baby. He winced. I know. You walked out and didn't look back. I thought Chloe was better. He swallowed. Easier. I blinked. At least you're honest now. She left. He whispered. He said, I'm too bitter, too broken. This must have hit you hard. I've been drinking, not sleeping. Why are you telling me this? Because I miss you. I stared at him, nothing, no pain, no tears, not even anger, just emptiness. You said I was broken, I said, remember? I didn't mean it, but you did, and that's okay, because I was. But I fixed myself. He looked down. We're always the strong one. No, I became the strong one after you left. He looked up at me, eyes red. Do you hate me? I don't feel anything at all. He looked like I'd slapped him. I took off my apron. You need to leave. He stood there, eyes pleading. Can't we start over? Died, but goodbye, Aaron. He hesitated, then turned and walked out into the rain. Eli reappeared. Behind the counter, so, he said, that looked intense. You heard chamomile makes me nosy? I half smiled. It was nothing. Yeah, didn't look like nothing. It used to be everything. I sank anything. I sank. Into a stool behind the counter. Why does it feel so empty? 'Cause you expected closure to feel loud, but sometimes it's just quiet. I looked at him. It was deep. I paint trees. I'm full of it. I laughed. Real one this time. He handed me a napkin. For the tears you're pretending not to cry? I wiped my eyes. I didn't cry. Of course not. We sat in silence for a while. Then Eli said, he's going to regret leaving you forever. I looked out the window. Aaron was gone. And I didn't chase him. Didn't want to. Didn't need to. I heard the knock before the cafe even opened. 3 soft taps. Hesitant. Familiar to I opened the door slowly. Aaron stood there, drenched from the rain, holding a small bouquet of crushed flowers. Seriously? I didn't know what else to want. Bring an apology might have worked. I have that too. I let the door close halfway between us. What do you want? A chance to explain? You already did, he exhaled. I was wrong. About everything. Chloe, it wasn't real. I was just lost. You weren't lost. You were running. He blinked. I know. But I ran in the wrong direction. You left me in a hospital. Bed. I hated myself for that. No, Aaron. You hated being uncomfortable. You hated not being the center anymore. He looked down. I panicked and I shattered. I'm sorry. I leaned against the doorframe. And you said I was broken. I didn't mean it, but you did. You wanted to believe I was the problem. He stepped forward. You were grieving. I didn't know how to help. You didn't try. I thought Chloe would fix the hole in me, did she? Looked like he wanted to disappear. No. I'm not your bandage, Aaron. I'm not asking you to fix me, aren't you? He was silent. I opened the door fully and stepped aside. Come in. You're dripping on the sidewalk. He followed me in and sat at the corner booth. Same place he used to sit when he picked me up after shifts before everything crumbled. I brought 2 mugs of coffee. He held his butt, didn't drink. You look stronger, I am. That's good. I sat across from him. Say what you came to say. I want to try again. No, he blinked. Just like that, but I've changed. So have I. I know I don't deserve you, but you don't. I love you. No, Aaron, you miss control. You miss comfort. You miss someone who forgave you, too, easily. His voice cracked. That's not fair. Neither was blaming me for something I couldn't control. He looked up. I hated myself for saying that. Good, you should. Eyes welled. I didn't think you'd be this cold. This isn't cold. This is clarity. I'm begging you. You think tears fix betrayal? I thought forgiveness meant starting over. It doesn't. He reached across the table. Please. I pulled my hands back. Aaron, I forgive you. He stared. You do? Yes. Relief flooded his face. But I don't want you back. His expression shattered. You don't mean that. I do. But you said you forgive me? I did. For me, not for you. He wiped his eyes. So that's it? That's it? He sat there a while longer. Then stood. Take care. Of yourself, I said softly. He nodded. You too. He walked out without another word. I didn't cry. Not even a little. Eli stepped out from the kitchen, so that was intense. Everything with him used to be, you okay? More than okay? You sure? I let him go. Really let him go. Eli tilted his head. That why you're smiling? I guess it is. You want chamomile or victory tea? What's victory tea? He grinned. Same thing, just add honey. I laughed. Make it to cups. We sat in the booth Aaron had just left, and for the first time in a long time, felt light. Not because someone loved me, but because I finally loved myself enough not to settle. Where? Something messy, Eli said with a grin. Messy? Color, texture. You know, I'm an artist, boo time not trying vibes. I stared at my reflection, fingers frozen on a brush. I haven't been to anything in months. He leaned in the doorway. You'll like this? Promise. Don't know. Trust me. If you hate it, I'll buy you dinner and let you throw wine at a critic. I smirked, tempting. We arrived at the gallery right as the city lights blinked on. Warm yellow bulbs hung from the ceiling like fireflies. Canvases lined the walls, some abstract, some chaotic, some raw, like an open wound. This is your world, I whispered. He nodded. And tonight, you're in it. A tall woman with auburn curls appeared, arms wide. Eli, Sophia. He hugged her tight. This is my sister. The genius behind all this. She turned to me, eyes sharp and kind. So this is the woman who's making my brother smile again. I blushed. I try. He says, you paint. I do. Just start it again. I want to see. My heart jumped. Now, unless you'd rather stay hidden. Eli raised a brow. She never plays gentle. I laughed nervously. Some photos on my phone show me I pulled up 3 pieces. One dark and smeared, one cracked with red veins, one unfinished. Sophia studied them. You don't hide your pain, you paint it. My throat tightened. It's all I had left. Good. She handed my phone back. That's what makes it honest. I looked away. It's not exactly gallery material. Wrong. Eli slid an arm gently around my waist. Told you. I want to feature you, Sophia said. Next show. A corner wall. Raw work. Nothing filtered. I blinked. You're serious? I never joke about talent. I laughed. Really laughed. Loud, unguarded. This is insane. It's overdue, Eli said. Sophia moved on to greet someone else, and I just stood there, stunned. You okay? He asked. Softly. I don't think I've laughed like that in months. Felt good, didn't it? Like breathing. He handed me a glass of champagne. 2, breathing. We clinked glasses. I watched people walk by the art, pausing, absorbing. No one ever paused for my pain before, I whispered. They will now, I glanced at him. Why are you being so kind to me? 'Cause I see you. The words hit harder than I expected. I looked down. I'm not used to that. You should be. I sipped the champagne, feeling its warmth down my throat. What if I'm not ready? Then take your time, but don't stop showing up. I swallowed hard. You really think? My work is worth sharing. I think your voice is. And your silence. And everything in between. We walked through the gallery, shoulders brushing, people swirling around us like background noise. For the first time, I didn't feel like a shadow. I was invisible for so long, I said. You were just with the wrong people. You're not scared of how broken I was? Was he repeated, past tense? You're rebuilding? I smiled. You sound like Lena. She's smart. She saved me. He looked at me carefully. Now it's your turn. To what? Save yourself, I nodded. I think I already started. You did. We reached the last canvas, Eli's. Bold, layered, bleeding sky blues into charcoal grays. It's beautiful. It's grief and hope tangled together. I turned to him. That's how I feel most days. He smiled gently. That's how we know we're healing. And just like that, in a gallery filled with strangers and stories and pain turned into color, I finally felt seen. The envelope was plain. No return address, just my name, written in the handwriting I used to love. I sat down slowly, tore it open. Dear Maya, it began. I've started therapy. I rolled my eyes, but kept reading. I know I hurt you. I know I blamed you because I couldn't face myself. The miscarriage didn't kill us. My fear did. My fingers trembled. I thought strength meant control. Silence. Pride. But watching. You walk away watching you live without me that shattered me. I swallowed. You weren't the broken one. Was. I exhaled. I don't expect forgiveness. I just needed you to know. That was it. No love, Aaron. Just a raw, honest. Goodbye. I folded the letter, placed it gently into the drawer beside my bed, and shut it with care. Like sealing a chapter I didn't need to reopen. Maya. Li's voice drifted in from the kitchen. I made you coffee. Thought you might need it. Yeah, I called softly. Coming. He walked in before I could stand. 2 mugs in. Hands smile easy, eyes knowing. Was it him? He asked. I nodded. He's in therapy. Li raised a brow. That's unexpected. He says he finally sees what he did. Do you believe him? I think I do. You okay? I'm not angry anymore. Just done. He handed me the coffee. Closure looks good on you. I smiled. You. Think so? Definitely. You're glowing. Probably just the caffeine. He grinned. Sure. Or maybe it's the new commission. My eyes widened. Wait, what? Client saw your piece at Sophia's show? Wants a custom painting? You serious? Dead serious. Asterisk us. They said your art made them cry. My heart thudded. What kind of piece? Anything you want? They trust you? I sank into the couch. This is real, isn't it? It's all of it. I stared at my mug. I used to think my life ended in that hospital room. It didn't. It just changed direction. Eli sat beside me. He took the pain and made it a palette. I chuckled. That's cheesy, but true. I looked at him. He said I wasn't the broken one. You weren't. Maybe I was. Little maybe. But you didn't stay that way. I let out a slow breath. I used to dream about him coming back, regretting everything. And now? Don't care. That's power. I don't hate him. Just don't need him. That's freedom. I tilted my head. You always have a quote ready? Comes with being a soft-spoken artist. I laughed. You know what I want? What? To paint something big, messy, wild. He leaned in. Then do it. No limits, no fear. I set my mug down. Help me move the canvas? Of course. He stood, offering his hand. I took it as we set the blank canvas against the wall. I felt the weight of the past shift. It didn't crush me anymore. It simply shaped me. You ready? He asked. I am. I watched me pick up a brush. What will you call it? I smiled. Unbroken.